Lesson 8, Office Procedures.
Appreciation. Appreciation.
In appreciation of your hard work on the CastCon project, the department will hold a casual lunch party on November 3rd.
Made of or made of. Made of or made of.
This job will really test what you are made of.
Bring in. Bring in.
The company brought in new team of project planners.
Casually. Casually.
On Fridays, most employees dress casually.
Code. Code.
Even the most traditional companies are changing their dress code to something less formal.
Expose. Expose.
He did not want to expose his fears and insecurity to anyone.
Glimpse. Glimpse.
The secretary caught a glimpse of her new boss as she was leaving the office.
Out of or out of. Out of or out of.
The presenter ran out of time before he reached his conclusion.
Outdated. Outdated.
Before you do a mailing, make sure that none of the addresses is outdated.
Practice. Practice.
Bill practiced answering the telephone until he was satisfied.
Reinforce. Reinforce.
Employees reinforce their learning with practice in the workplace.
Verbally. Verbally.
The guarantee was made only verbally. Appreciation. In appreciation for your hard work, we are giving you a top priority project. Appreciate. We appreciate the time that you have put into this project, but we need to see more positive results. Appreciated. The intern felt appreciated, like a member of the team. Code. The programmer spent 3 days searching for the bug in his code. Coded. Their web page contained a coded message for insiders. Code. If we code the password into each user's ID number, can users avoid one step for logging on? Expose. As a matter of company policy, we try to expose all managers to the challenging work of telephone sales through hands-on experience. Exposure. Exposure to the elements will corrode the container for the sensor. Exposed. Mr. Lee was exposed to Chinese business practices during his 3-year assignment as a manager in Beijing. Practice. He was surprised at the difference in office practices from one local office to another. Practice. All managers are expected to practice caution in their spending until the end of the year. Practical. We need a practical solution to this common problem. Reinforce. The practical training reinforced the theoretical studies, reinforcement. If reinforcement is needed, you have the support of the executive committee, reinforcing. Reinforcing the preferred way of selling the product was one of their job requirements. Verbally. No employees should be verbally reprimanded in front of their peers. Verbalize. Well-established procedures are often difficult to verbalize, verbal. The company operated on a practice of verbal and not written contracts. Part 1, Words in Context. Read the following passage and write the words in the blanks below. Appreciation, casually, made of, been exposed to, code, out of, brought in, glimpse, outdated, practices reinforced, verbalize. How many employees show any, for their corporate culture? How many executives appreciate what their corporate culture is and what it is? It is often, by the office procedures and routines that have been established over the years. A manager made her mark 20 years ago by dressing, thereby forever changing the dress. A director bought from the competition when he ran stock, and the practice soon became standard. These examples add to a company's culture. Good employees know what the standard procedures are. This is an important element in recruiting new employees, as well as training workers. When training workers, it is often important to have them read the procedures, write their reactions, and their opinions to these practices. This promotes a sense of cooperation between those who establish and those who must follow them. Employees who have been with a company for many years may not be able to identify practices because they haven't anything else. What happens when a department needs an extra hand? Is a temp, or is someone borrowed from another department? The new recruits often ask the questions that allow more senior employees to get of the corporate culture. Part 2, Incomplete Sentences. Choose the word that best completes the sentence. 1. Ms. Handa was unable to express her, for all that her colleagues had done for her. A. Appreciation. B. Appreciated. C. Appreciating. D. Appreciates. 2. The programmer is the massage so that it's not accessible to everyone. A. Code. B. Coding. C. Coded. D. Coder. 3. It looks like this disk was too intense heat because it's warped and pocked. A. Expose. B. Exposed. C. Exposing. D. Exposure. 4. The of answering each telephone call on the third ring requires a dedicated receptionist. A. Practices. B. Practical. C. Practiced. D. Practice. 5. Human Resources tries to employees' understanding by offering workshops twice a year. A. Reinforce. B. Reinforcing. C. Reinforced. D. Reinforcement. 6. Senior employees are often asked to office procedures. A. Verbally. B. Verbalize. C. Verbal. D. Verbalizing. Part 3, Text Completion. Notice Casual Fridays. A number of staff members have expressed an interest in Casual Friday. I realize that this custom, in many offices nowadays, I appreciate the fact that many of you have discussed this matter with me and pointed out that our strict dress code is outdated. Because so many people have expressed an interest in dressing casually once a week, we will have Casual Friday in this office starting next week. While we want to be relaxed, we do not want our coworkers to styles of dress that may make them feel uncomfortable. So, while the dress code will be relaxed, it does not mean that you can wear anything you want. Shoes and shirts are required, and beach and gym attire are unacceptable. Amanda Jones, Director. 1a. Practices. B. Practiced. C. Is practiced. D. Is practicing. 2. A. Verb. B. Verbal. C. Verbally. D. Verbalize. 3. A. Expose. B. To expose. C. Exposing. D. Have exposed. Part 4. Reading Comprehension. Questions from 1 to 5 refer to the following article. When you bring in a new employee, it is important to make sure that he or she understands the usual office procedures as well as the codes of behavior. These things should be outlined clearly in the employee handbook. New employees should understand that they are expected to do more than just glimpse at the handbook and then hide it in a drawer. A thorough reading of it will help them understand many things they need to know about the workplace culture. Employees also appreciate verbal reinforcement. Supervisors should let them know when they have completed a job well, or if they are bending the rules too far. More experienced coworkers can be asked to support new employees while they are getting used to their new positions and explain procedures to them, but ultimately it is the supervisor's responsibility to make sure that the normal office practices are carried out. When everyone understands what is expected, then the office procedures run more smoothly. In fact, it is not a bad idea to review the codes and procedures with the entire staff from time to time. This can be done on a regular basis at staff meetings, or it can be part of a training session. 1. What should new employees do with the handbook? A. Read it quickly. B. Study it completely. C. Hide it in a drawer. D. Share it with coworkers. 2. What should the supervisor do when an employee breaks a rule? A. Punish her. B. Fire her. C. Tell her. D. Retrain her. 3. How can experienced coworkers help new employees? A. By writing a new handbook. B. By explaining office procedures. C. By inviting them to staff meetings. D. By telling the supervisor when a rule has been broken. 4. The words bring in line 1 are closest in meaning to A. Invite. B. Train. C. Hire. D. Meet. 5. The word codes in line 3 is closest in meaning to A. Rules. B. Lessons. C. Mistakes. D. Types.